Headlines Friday this morning, and today we have Dan, or Lieutenant Dan as he's also known. He is a 2-year-old cat up for adoption at Palmetto Lifeline, and here to tell us more about Dan is Maria Wooten from Palmetto. Oh, Dan is just the sweetest little
Dan
thing.
is loving on Tony because he knows Tony because Tony volunteers at Palmetto, so he's like, that's my friend.
I got to meet this guy last week. Again, just love to see just how sweet and just happy he is, even though he's missing a couple parts.
That's right. So, you know, Dan is a warrior. He has had a rough life. Earlier this year, Dan's owner moved away and actually just left him outside.
Oh, wow.
But so a neighbor started feeding him, and then unfortunately a tragic accident happened where he was hit by a car.
Wow.
So she brought him to us so that we could get him the medical care he needed, but also find him a loving forever home where he can be inside.
Yes.
Because he is just a lovely boy and definitely going to make a wonderful family cat for someone. So he did have to have a back leg and his tail amputated due to the injuries from being hit by the car. So he's still recovering from those and getting used to being a tripod with no tail. But yeah, as you can see, he's just super laid back. He is just here to get all the lovin's this morning.
For sure.
You know, despite the obstacles that he really has faced in his short life, he really is the sweetest, just most affectionate boy I've ever met. I mean, 14 pounds is a lot to balance, on 3 legs with no tail, but his missing body parts have not slowed him down at all. He loves meeting new people. He loves playing and just soking up all the love. He's an expert snuggler
The belly rub.
and biscuit maker. He loves belly rubs, of course. He's just the best boy. He wants a forever family of his own to love.
Yeah, and, he is, missing some limbs here, but that's not stopping him at all, right? So that shouldn't be a deterrent for people out there who are like, I don't know how to deal with a cat that doesn't have a leg or a tail. It doesn't affect
It
them.
really doesn't at all.
All right, so let's just set that straight.
It's completely different,
Yeah.
with humans, when something like that happens, it can tend to affect your mental health,
Yeah.
emotional health, and everything. But it's just like another day for them. They really don't even notice.
And you add a little love and everything's okay. Now, we read that he doesn't like other cats?
Right, he does not like other cats, but he does like dogs. So he could be great for a home that has a dog. So, yeah, he just would be great for anyone, even with kids. Just someone who's just going to give him all the attention and love that he deserves. Somebody that likes that, kind of sweet, almost clingy nature of a cat.
Yeah.
A lap cat for sure.
Yeah, he's perfect for sure. So are there any medications that he's going to have to take? Or?
I believe he's probably on a pain medication right now just for his recovery and maybe a couple other things temporarily. But other than, just the amputations that he's had, he really doesn't have any other significant medical history other than that. I do believe he is actually FIV positive. Okay. But because he doesn't like other cats, it doesn't really affect because he can't be with other cats anyways,
That's fair.
so.
Okay. Well, definitely want to make sure that we find Dan a forever home. As you can see, he came ready this morning, got his tie on. He was ready to give y'all the news with the Sunrise team. We want to make sure that he finds a forever home. And like Jamal said, with all the challenges that he's going through, that doesn't mean not a thing. He just needs all the love and attention from a loving family. So if you'd like to adopt Dan or any other friend at Palmetto Lifeline, adoptions are open from noon to 6 p.m. Tuesday through Friday, and then 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturdays. And as always, for a smoother adoption experience, you can download and complete that adoption application online before your visit. Maria, always a pleasure. And Dan, it's been so fun.
Well, Dan might want to take a walk outside. So what is our cat walking forecast?